I went to Southeast Game Exchange this year, and boy was it crazy. I got some crazy purchases. I was able to spend some time and talk to some YouTubers. I was able to make some deals with some YouTubers like Chase After the Right Price, Phoenix Resale. I'll make a separate video on the conversations and exchange that I had with them, because that's just a great video alone, and I really appreciate the conversation I was able to have with Chase After the Right Price. Separate video, so subscribe and stay tuned for that, and watch till the end of this video because I'm going to show you everything that I picked up at Southeast Game Exchange. It's insane. It's insane. So yeah, Southeast Game Exchange is a gaming convention in Greenville, South Carolina. Me and my wife went, and I'm just going to show you everything that we did. So watch to the end, see what I got, and if you were there, please leave a comment. Let's get into the video. What up? We are at the Greenville Convention Center at Southeast Game Exchange. I'm wearing my flip-flops because my feet are extremely sunburnt. Let's go see what kind of deals we can get, shall we? Must be early. Well, we have arrived. It is popping in here. Let's go find some people. Let's go make some deals. There's a lot of nerds here. Okay, so I'm working on completing my PS4 Resident Evil collection, and there's one game that I'm missing, and it's Resident Evil Umbrella Corp. It's a Europe and Japan release only, so hopefully we can find that somewhere in here. This is definitely the place to find it, so stay tuned. Just snagged this bad boy for $80, a whole $5 off. But limited run, Jack and Daxter, PS4 release, can't beat that, that's all. Let's keep going. This thing's crazy. This is sick, dude. Yeah! Walking in there. Oh. And that's freaking insane. $700. Alright, so we stepped outside to take a quick break, and I just grabbed this bad boy. You see the price on it? $250 is insane. It's complete in box. I'll throw it up on the screen what this game is worth, and it's far more than that. And not only did I get it for $250, I got it for $200. So I'm super stoked on that. We're gonna go back in here, see if we can get some more deals. Let's see it. Oh my gosh.
This is so freaking cool.
Taking a little lunch break. We're freaking starving. Still going strong though. A lot of good deals.
I'm tired.
She's tired.
I'm tired.
She's tired. All right, we're gonna eat. Peace out. Yeah. Okay, so right here, I made a purchase from Phoenix Resale. He's a YouTuber with almost 400,000 subscribers. That was just a super cool interaction, and I bought a pretty crazy game off him. It was cool interacting with him, like I said. And then I just had such a cool conversation with Chase after the right price. Him and Phoenix Resale do pretty much the same thing, like about flipping video games, buying and reselling video games, which is a lot of what I do as well. And he was just really cool and willing to let me pick his brain and just sit there and have like a good one-on-one conversation. He was all around just a really great guy. If you want to hear the full conversation that I had with him, then subscribe to my channel. He was cool enough to subscribe to my channel. I was able to get his contact information. I just had a really great experience with him. So if you want to see that full conversation with both of them, the interaction with both of them, then subscribe and then be prepared for the next video. It's like whole big Fallout 76. All Fallout 76. Oh, yeah, Fallout 76. The whole freaking tip. Bought some insane stuff. Some stuff we didn't get on camera. Had a great conversation with Chase after the right price. So I think me and Hannah are gonna head out of here. I just bought something else that's crazy. It's a display piece, so I'm gonna go pick that up on our way out, and then I will keep you guys updated. Absolutely killed it today. Hannah's carrying all my bags. Other arm too. Here, I'll grab the camera. Look at her go.
I'm dying.
I know. I'm dying too. I've been wearing freaking hotel slippers all day. But that was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
And we still have to drive home.
And we still have to drive 2.5 hours home. We're literally at 7-Eleven right now. And you're not gonna believe what they have and what I just got. They sell freaking pops here. And I just got this one. All right, so if you made it here, this is where it gets good. These are all my finds right here. This is everything that I bought at Southeast Game Exchange. So if you made it to this point, this is where it gets exciting. This is the fun part for me and hopefully for you too. So don't want to talk your head off? Let's get right into it. So as you saw at the end of the video right there, I picked up the Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse Spider-Man pop. I found this at a 7-Eleven on our way home from Greenville, where Southeast Game Exchange was. And I just had to pick it up. That has been my favorite movie so far this year. Both Spider-Man, Spider-Verse movies, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are fantastic movies. And if you haven't seen them, then I could not recommend them enough. So I snagged that pop, of course. Had to get the Southeast Game Exchange shirt. You know, gotta do it. You know what I mean? It's my first year ever going. So I want to do that. I'm doing these items in the order of probably the least exciting to the most exciting and probably the most expensive. This is where it starts getting a little more fun. I picked this up for $20. The Call of Duty Black Ops 1 Hardened Edition for the Xbox 360. Of course, it comes with the steel case of the game. It's got the Black Ops logo on the back. And just what I look out for whenever I buy games, it is complete in box. It's got the old school Avatar advertisement in there, so like you can get the Woods. If you've played Black Ops 1, this is the Woods outfit for the game. Then it's got the manual, of course. This was just such a fun game for me. Whenever I was like 12 years old when it came out in 2010. But it came with the medallion in here. I don't know how well you can see it. I tried taking it out, but the styrofoam is so hard in there, it almost feels like it's never, ever been taken out. But the medallion is in there. It's got the Black Ops on the back. I picked this up for $20. And I'm just super stoked on that. This is definitely a piece that so glad to have in the collection. I remember when this came out, it was like $80 when it came out. Now I got it for $20. Just super cool. So stoked to add this to the collection. So I will throw this bad boy right there. Then Super Mario 3D All Stars. See the price tag on it? $85. That's not what I bought it for. If you go watch the other video that I'm releasing, I was talking to Chase after the right price, and he had in his hand my 2 Zelda games that I was showing him. I had Ocarina of Time in the box for the Nintendo 64. I had the map, I had the instruction booklet, and of course the game. Box was in a little rough condition, but I had it in the protective case. I got that for $50. And if you know about this game, they no longer make this game. You can't find it at Target, can't find it at GameStop. If you want to buy it anywhere, you're at least spending $90, sometimes over $100 for shipping and everything. So I traded Ocarina of Time up that I paid for $50 and got this game for $85. So pretty much got this game for $50. I thought that was a good trade. Plus, this is a game that I wanted to add to my Switch collection, so that was just a super solid pickup. I'm not gonna put these up here. Alright, then, this was a big piece of my childhood. Growing up in the PlayStation 2 era of video games, whenever, like, the PlayStation 2 era was whenever I was like 5 years old to 10 years old. And it was just, I mean, that's what really got me so into video games, you know? So I got Limited Run. As you saw earlier in the video, Limited Run, Jack 3 for the PS4. This is copy number 258. It has it listed on the back right here. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if the camera will focus right there. Copy number 258. It is in this protective sleeve. It was $85. I paid $80 for it in cash. It's in this protective sleeve, but the game itself is sealed. I'm a big collector. I love this game. I have it digitally downloaded on my PS5. And I have this for PS2, and I have the Jak and Daxter collection for PS3. So I may keep this sealed. This is just so cool to have, and never letting go of this, immediately going to the collection. Now we're starting to get into some heavy hitters. You saw this earlier in the video too. Silent Hill, Shattered Memories. This is like a $350 game. It is complete in box. It has this sticker on it, back. And underneath the price sticker, it has when it was $29.99 at GameStop. And this game goes $29.99 at GameStop. If you could see down here, new. $30 new. Now this game goes for $300. Games like this makes everybody just cringe at the fact that they didn't buy 100 copies of these, because you would have so much money now. It's crazy. I haven't played this game. I've played Silent Hill 2, and that's just a phenomenal game. For some reason, for those PS2 Silent Hill games, this is the most expensive one. I guess there must be like a limited release amount, or it didn't sell well, but something caused this game to just skyrocket in price. So, and I snagged it for $200. That's a heck of a deal, and I'm so stoked on this. And another heavy hitter, Disney Sing It for the PlayStation 2. No, I'm just kidding. I bought this game for $1, and I literally bought this game just for the case, and I'm going to put this game inside of this case just so it looks nice, clean, you know. So Silent Hill Shattered Memories for the PS2. Such a great pickup. I don't know what to do next. Okay. So this vendor had this for sale, and I bought it. He gave it to me in this Donkey Kong bag. Like, it's an official Nintendo licensed Donkey Kong bag. It even has the banana paper, like the tissue paper for inside. And then he just threw this in for free, which I thought was really cool. And it's just like an old school Nintendo DS bag, which is just like such a piece of history at this point. I just thought that was awesome. But the contents inside of the bag was a brand new Resident Evil 4 shirt. It is an extra large. It is my size. And this was from the original release of Resident Evil 4 when it came out back in 2005. This is a piece of history. This is not 18, 19 years old now. It's an extra large, that's my size. I don't know if I'm gonna wear it or if I just keep it and display it. Resident Evil 4 is such a fantastic game. It is, if not, then it arguably is the best Resident Evil game to come out. The remake was fantastic of this game. They did it so well. That's probably the best remake ever. So stoked on this. I'm just such a huge Resident Evil fan. I only have one more game to get for the PS4 to complete the whole Resident Evil collection, and that's Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. I said that earlier in the video. I never found it, unfortunately, but the search continues. Figured that was the best place to find it, was at Southeast Game Exchange, but that's something I might have to order on eBay and just pull the trigger on a super high price tag, but whatever. Super cool pickup. To stay in the family of Resident Evil, I got Resident Evil The Essentials, but there's a huge plot twist to this. It has $60 on it, and if you have this complete, you could probably get $70 for it if you have it complete. If you bought each one of these games individual, like Resident Evil 4, Code Veronica, or Resident Evil Outbreak, those games used, you can get in between $10 and $15 each, but if you have it in this pack, it makes it more of a collector's piece, and you could probably, like I said, if I sold it, I could probably get around $80 for it, but if you hunted long enough, you could probably get this for like 55, $60, but it's in really good condition. It had the price tag of $60 on it. I had $53 in my pocket because I had just bought a bunch of other stuff and I hadn't gone back to the ATM yet, so I had $53 in my pocket. I was like, look dude, I'll give you $53 for everything. But I didn't really want to pay $60 for this. I opened it. And inside, if you know Resident Evil, inside we have Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. This right here. Like I said, if you know Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. Complete in box, in great condition, by the way. The manual has probably never been taken out. This is a $50 game right here. I paid $53 for this set. Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. But it gets crazier because I got 2 copies of Resident Evil Outbreak File 2, and this one is in even better condition. Hardly ever touched. The manual is in pristine condition, complete in box. Right here is $100. I paid $50 for the game, right? I paid $53 for all this. Last but not least, inside this box, Resident Evil Outbreak 1 factory sealed. It is still in that PlayStation factory sealed. I was losing my mind. I had Hannah, my wife, filming everything. I was like, just trying so hard not to scream and be like, oh my gosh. This is a sealed game that's like almost 20 years old now. It's in great condition. I'm almost scared to touch it. You know what I mean? Still factory sealed, no holes in it. Just in perfect condition. I don't know if I'm going to get this graded. I don't know if I'm just going to keep this for the personal collection. I don't know. I'm probably not going to sell it. My dream and goal within the next 2 years is to open up my own video game store. This is a great display piece, and I might get it graded, you know, because that'll increase the value. But this is like probably the coolest sealed game that I've ever had. And like I said, it was supposed to come with Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Outbreak, not sealed, and Resident Evil Code Veronica, and it came with these. And man, I was just so stoked. You know, that was just the craziest come up that I've had. That was probably the best find / deal that I had at the whole convention. And like I said, I'm just scared. I'm so scared to even open this thing. So now, my plan is, I already have Resident Evil Code Veronica X, I have Resident Evil 4 for the PS5, the remake, and then I have the remaster of the original Resident Evil 4 for the PS4. So, I already have Code Veronica, so I'm going to buy Outbreak and Resident Evil 4 and make this collection complete, and then do something with Outbreak, both the Outbreak File 2s and then the sealed version of the first Outbreak. So this was probably the best come up that I had. Last but not least, this is just a piece of history to arguably the best game series of all time. I talked to Chase after the right price with this, and I bought this game off of Phoenix Resale. So bought this off him. He was running a deal. Like when I got there, like the games were 30% off, and I was like, man, this is actually like pretty a good deal. And I don't really know much about this game. I know a lot about the game. I don't know much about the value of this game. I have Phoenix Resale's copy of The Legend of Zelda, the first one, for the original NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. It is in the protective case. And look, this is just a piece of history right here. I mean, this is just sick. Has the map, has the instruction booklet, and the instruction booklet's just filled with all the old Zelda lore. This is the game that started it all, you know? So, super stoked to add this to the collection. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna keep this probably until I have a game store, have this as a display piece. And last but not least, I do have one more thing, and this is the display I was talking about earlier in the video that I had to grab on my way out. So let me show you. I got the Call of Duty Black Ops 1 promo cardboard cutout, 11/9/2010. This is 13 years old now. Has the bottom piece showing which all consoles it came out on: PS3, Xbox 360, Nintendo DS, Wii. I have all the pieces. I just have yet to put it together. I don't really know how to put it together because there's a bunch of pieces. But this is so sick. I got this for $40. And I'm so stoked on this. This will be a great piece for whenever I have a store. Please leave a comment on what you think was the best deal that I got and what you liked the most, because I definitely got some crazy deals and I'm just so stoked. And also, please subscribe and stay tuned for my video that I have with Phoenix Resale and Chase After the Right Price. I had a really good conversation with Chase, and then I bought Zelda off of Phoenix Resale. So that was just really cool. And I had a great time at Southeast Game Exchange. Comment if you were there. Comment if you thought I got some good deals. And also, go subscribe to Off the Rip podcast. That's a podcast that I started with my lifelong best friend, Tucker. We've known each other since we were 3 years old. So if you just want to hear us have a conversation, go subscribe to the podcast. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's it. That's all from me. Thank you for watching, viewing, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next video.